What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draft Ranking Show. I'm Cody Carpentier, joined with you as always. You can go to Twitter at the Draft Rankings or here on YouTube or podcast, the Draft Ranking Show, every single day, 7 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and on podcast. If you are getting it from the player profiler feed, you don't get it until 6 p.m. So why don't you head on over to the Draft Ranking Show podcast feed by itself. You can subscribe there and you can get the show 12 hours earlier at 6 a.m. That's when we generally release the daily show. So if you're missing it and you're getting it late at night, why don't you get in the morning? Listen to it on the way to work. Stay tapped in every single day. Here we go with the 2025 NFL Combine prediction show. We got less than 10 minutes. Let's get into it. All right, first and foremost, one of my first thoughts about the 2025 NFL Combine is finding out what these running backs are going to be. When you look at the running back group for the 2025 NFL Combine and just the 2025 class overall, there's a lot of rumors about a lot of different guys. Devin Neal, the running back from Kansas, tells us he's going to run the sub 4.3s. Jaden Blue says he's the fastest player for the Texas Longhorns. Running back, right? Projected to go around 4 or 5. Then all of a sudden you got Daniel Jeremiah talking about, well, you probably don't have to take him in the second, but you probably have to take him in the third. Then you look at Bashal Tutin, recently mocked in the first round by our guy Chris Trapasso from CBS. I don't think that's realistic, but I think that's more of him saying he's going to do something freaky. There's rumors of Bashal Tutin running 4.32. That's 3 guys I just listed off that really aren't on the surface. They're not even here for people's conversations. The highest rated guy that I just listed off is ranked 99th right now on the mock draft database. Bashal Tutin predicted to go 99th overall in the NFL draft. That's the end of round 3. Devin Neal, running back from Kansas, pick 100 right now in the mock draft database. The end of round 3. Jaden Blue, you have to scroll down. He's not even on the list. He's way down there at the end of the draft. Nobody's mock drafting Jaden Blue to even get drafted. 274 is his ADP. These 3 guys will run sub 4.4. 4.40, these 3 guys, Devin Neal, Bashal Tutin from Virginia Tech, Jaden Blue from Texas, and Devin Neal from Kansas. We're hearing low 4.3s, potentially popping into the 4.2s for some of these guys. It's guaranteed. My prediction, all 3 of these guys run sub 4.4. And you know what? Like I said, with Bashal Tutin being the highest ranked guy as far as ADP goes right now, that's outside the top 7. He's the 8th ranked running back right now in the mock draft database. You'll see him jump up a couple more spots and potentially get up to that Quinshon Judkins conversation, which is round 2, which is just absolutely wild. Prediction number 2, go to the wide receiver position. It's kind of wide open. A lot of people say Ted McMillan is their clear-cut wide receiver 1. I don't think that's just the facts. I think when we get down there, when we see these guys run the gauntlet and stuff, it's going to change up. I think we're going to see guys I think we're going to see Xavier Restrepo have a good gauntlet. I think we're going to see Emeka Egbuka have a fantastic gauntlet. I think Matthew Golden's probably going to be pretty solid. Jalen Noel is almost guaranteed to crush the gauntlet. So there's that. You look at the 40-yard dash perspective from the wide receiver position. There's rumors that Arian Smith might literally break the Xavier Worthy record from last year. We were in the building for that. I'll have my stopwatch. Literally have it right here. We're going to see. Are we going to get a record? We'll time it. Oh, not so fast, my friend. Arian Smith, 4.38. You saw it right here. Not so fast, my friend. 4.38. You're not breaking the Xavier Worthy record. I'll just say that right now. There's rumors of it. That's my prediction right there. He's not breaking the record. We've already heard that Shedeur Sanders is not going to throw at the 2025 NFL Combine. Not good. I would only assume Cam Ward to kind of go with that. If you're listening to this and he's already declared that, sorry, I recorded this a couple days early for traveling purposes. I think that's only going to allow Tyler Shuck and Quinn Ewers and Jackson Dart to grow through the process. I think you're going to see one of those 3 guys really get pushed up into that top 15 conversation because Cam and Shedeur don't throw. I think you're going to see one of Tyler Shuck from Louisville, Quinn Ewers from Texas, or Ole Miss's Jackson Dart get vaulted up into that conversation in round 1 because the opportunity is there for them to kind of push the envelope in this class. All right, let's finish. Let's go to the skill positions out. Let's go to tight end. Tight end class is a very good one. Obviously, it's led the top of the food chain by Tyler Warren. You got Colston Loveland, Harold Fannin, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor, Gunnar Helm, Terrence Ferguson, Jake Brenningstool. I think there's going to be some opportunities here for a couple of these low-end guys that are not talked about to kind of vault up in the NFL Combine due to speed, due to athleticism, due to length, measurables, guys that are outside the first 5 rounds. I like Jake Brenningstool from Clemson to make a name for himself. I like Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame. He had a good Shrine Bowl. Guy was worn out, man. He just played in the championship a couple days before. He was worn out. I love Gavin Bartholomew. I don't love him. Pause. I like him. From Pittsburgh, he's an absolute dog. And then you look at Luke Lachey from Iowa. Luke Lachey is a bona fide baller. This guy was once, he's mocked right now in the 7th round. It don't make any sense. This guy can play some football. I like Luke Lachey making a name for himself in this class. Let's go to the offensive tackle position and just keep on rolling through here. The offensive tackle position at the top, that's the biggest question mark right now. Is it going to be Will Campbell? Is it going to be Armin Membu? Is it going to be Josh Simmons? Josh Simmons has to get the medicals pushed through. Josh Simmons, we know, has the length to kind of get there. Who is going to be the tackle that kind of surprises everybody with their length, comes in, surprises everybody with their weight, surprises everybody with their footwork? I think the 2 guys are going to surprise in those perspectives. I think Ariante Ursary from Minnesota, who's currently mocked 40th overall, is going to surprise from all those perspectives. I think the Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell thing is obviously the most interesting. I don't really have a prediction on that front. And then, of course, I got to go back to our guy, Carson Vincent, who's currently mocked literally way too late. Like, Carson Vincent is a guy that these websites don't even have him listed as tackle. They have him listed as interior offensive lineman. We obviously know he's 6'8", 330 pounds. He's not an interior offensive lineman. I like Carson Vincent jumping up into that second round, bona fide second round conversation, hopefully first round. All right, let's go into the interior offensive lineman. Not really a lot to note here. I want to see what Tyler Booker looks like as far as weight goes. I want to see what some of these other guys come in and just like how they profile. I expect Charles Grant from William and Mary to be the offensive line, interior offensive line standout. On the defensive line, we got to hurry up. We're at the 7-minute mark. We had a couple minutes left. Alfred Collins from Texas, defensive lineman. Write him down. Kenneth Grant, he'll be the performer of the day. There's no question about that. He's a freaky athlete. Let's go to the edge. People forget about James Pierce from Tennessee. 4.44 or under for James Pierce. That's your prediction for the edge class. I think this edge group annihilates records for like the most athletic combines in the history. Abdul Carter, James Pierce. I think Mike Green has a good day. A lot of guys in here that we think could have fantastic days. Don't sleep on Jod Joyner from the University of Minnesota. A couple more here. Go to linebacker. Linebacker is a position that has not been talked about nearly enough in this whole thing. Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame had a great Senior Bowl. I like Jack Kaiser to have a good day. I think Smael Mondon from Georgia is an interesting one as well. He's currently looked at as a 3rd-round linebacker. Almost done. Go to cornerback. Everybody wants to see what Jahdae Barron looks like. How about we just get some updates on Shavon Ravel from East Carolina, Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame, 2 guys that were early injured during this season and kind of been forgotten about. Their mock draft landing spots have fallen to the end of round 1, early part of round 2. Let's see how healthy these guys are. Check in on Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant could potentially weigh less than did Emmanuel Forbes a couple years ago when he went in the 1st round to the Washington Commanders. I want to see Kobe Bryant competing out here. I think this kid's special. It's spelled Cobee, Kobe Bryant. He's a stud. Keep your pen pad written down on Kobe Bryant. Let's finish it out at safety here. Billy Bowman from Oklahoma. Interesting. Short, but he's interesting. I think he's interesting. And the last one here, clear cut. Write it down in pen. 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds. Nick Imanwari, safety, South Carolina. This guy can play inside. This guy can play outside, but he is an absolute athletic demon. Nick Imanwari from South Carolina. He's a Gamecock, baby. Let's go to Indy and let's see this combine blow up with all of these guys. Those are your 2025 NFL Combine predictions from the draft rankings.